Welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel. Today we are talking about all the books that I'm planning on reading in March. I have a ridiculous list. I probably won't be able to read all of these in March, but we're gonna give it a go. I have quite a mix of like some thrillers, some romance. I think it's all just thrillers and romance this month, but hey, whatever works for you. So let's just jump into this ridiculously long TBR and see what books I'm hoping to read this month. So the first one is Just for the Cameras by Megan Quinn. This came out in February. I had every plan to read it in February, never got around to it. And you know, it's kind of thick, so yeah. But it's also available on Kindle Unlimited, and that is where I will be reading it because this is too thick. But the book itself is so pretty, so I had to pick it up. Next up, I have Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young, however you say her name. And I know that this is like part of a series, I think. I'm not sure which one this is. If it's the first one, I don't know. But I'm pretty sure it's part of a series. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I do want to read this book. I've had this on my TBR for a long time now. And everybody loves this author, or at least everybody I've seen really loves this author. So I wanted to read this book, obviously. So there you go. Keeping with that, I also want to read Out of the Woods. And I feel like those two are part of like an interconnected series. I don't know, maybe they're not. Maybe I made that up in my head, but I feel like they're connected somehow. So I need to do a little bit more research. Which one comes first? So obviously I'll be reading the first one first and then follow up with the next one, but I'm pretty sure that this is still part of that world, that universe, and I want to read it. I'm hoping that I have these in the correct order. I've never read anything by Sarah Adams, but I hear a lot of really great things about her books, and I just wanted cute, fluffy rom-com vibes this month. So we're starting out with They Win in Rome, and I feel like this is like the Rome, is it Rome, Kentucky? Yeah, the Rome, Kentucky series. So we start out with book one. I don't really know anything about these books other than I think they're a cute, fluffy rom-com. Again, I don't really know what's happening in this book, but we gotta read it. I think this is the second book in that series. I hope that I have this right. Hopefully this is part of the series. I'm pretty sure it is though. Yeah, it's in Rome, Kentucky. So I think that means it's part of the series. I think this is the second one. Again, I just was like, you know what? I want a good like interconnected series. I want to try different authors that I've never read before. And I hear so many good things about Sarah Adams. This book is actually the book that got me interested in this series. This is Beg, Borrow, or Steal. And I have had people that I know personally have read this and said it was like amazing, it was so cute, so great, whatever. But I don't want to read it without reading the other ones in the series. I'm one of those weirdos that's like, I have to read the whole series. I can't, even if it's just interconnected and like you don't have to read the books in order, I'm still just like, I have to read them in order. Okay, that's just, it has to be that way. So I picked this one up, but then obviously had to get the rest of the series. But this is the book that got me interested in reading the series because I've heard people talk about it. People I know really liked it. So I was like, you know what? We're gonna give it a go. The last book in that series, and the one that just came out, I believe it came out like the very end of December, is In Your Dreams. So again, I don't know much about these books. I'm kind of going in blind, but I like it that way. I like to not know what I'm getting myself into, but I think that these are all pretty clean books. So if you don't like spice, these are probably the books for you. Again, I don't know that for a fact. Just from what I've heard, it doesn't seem like it's a very spice heavy series, which is nice because sometimes it's just nice to not have to like skip over those chapters, you know? Unless you're into that. And if you are, that's cool. But sometimes I'm just like, I get it. I get the point. Like, let's move on. And then the last romance book that I have, I don't even have it yet. I don't even think it's out. I think it releases on Tuesday and I'm filming this on Sunday. But it is Across the Vanishing Sky by Catherine Cowles. I think it's a romantic suspense, not really sure, but that is a book club book for this month, and so that's why I'm going to be reading it, but I obviously don't have it. I'm hoping that it's available on Kindle Unlimited, but if not, I'll go buy the book. I mean, it's fine. But I mean, I'm not short any bookshelf space, so we're fine. We can buy another book. So I don't know anything about that book. I just know that it's what we're reading for book club. So I think it's a romantic suspense though. All right, and then the last three books I have on my TBR, which I will add and take away stuff because that's just how this works, but the last three are thriller books. So the first one is It's Not Her, and this was my book of the month last month. It's also on audio in my library, like I can get it now, so I was thinking I could make this one of my audiobooks for the month. spoiler alert, all of February was all audiobooks. I did not have time to sit down and read, so I'm really hoping that I can get through all those books that I just showed you guys because, you know, I don't want to have to listen to everything on audio. But this book is available on audio, and I was like, you know what? Let me just try it that way. I do like thriller books on audio. I feel like it gives it a different, you know, a different vibe. So we'll be listening to this. Hopefully it's good. I've heard really good things about this, so hopefully. The only other book I've read by this author was, I think it was Just the Nicest Couple. It was okay. It wasn't my favorite. So hopefully this one's better. Another book that I can get from my library on audio is The God of the Woods. This has been on my TBR for a long time now, and I just haven't gotten to it. I feel like it's more summer vibes, but honestly, I'm just like, forget this winter mess. We're all over it, right? I'm just gonna skip to this and hopefully get summer vibes and like whatever. But I do have it on audio from my library, so I will be listening to it because it's very thick and it just seems very intimidating. You know how like if a book is too thick, you're just like, I don't know if I wanna tackle that. That's kind of how I feel about this book. But somebody in my book club last month was talking about this book and was like, has anybody else read it? Nobody else has read it. And I was like, it's on my list. I do want to get to it. And she was like, I want somebody to read it so that way we can talk about it. So I'm hopefully gonna get this read before book club happens, and then I can tell her that I did in fact read this book and what I thought of it. All right, this is the last book that I have on my TBR right now, but of course that can change. Usually my TBRs change all the time, and this one was actually on my February TBR and I didn't get to it. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we're gonna get to it now. It is Best Offer Wins. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. I was definitely just listening to a lot of audiobooks. Whatever audiobook I could get from the library, I was just listening to it because I did not really feel like I had the time to sit down and read. And I also wasn't feeling like, when I did have time to sit down, I wasn't feeling like I wanted to pick up a book. I don't know what my problem was this month. I wasn't like in a reading slump. I mean, I kind of was, I guess, because I didn't want to pick up books and read, and I just wanted to listen to the audio. But like, I still wanted to listen to books. I still was invested in like hearing stories and whatever. I just didn't want to like physically read the book. And so I don't know what that was. Let me know if you've ever experienced that. I just was like audiobook, audiobook, audiobook. I was really busy and I just couldn't be bothered to sit down and make time for myself, apparently. So this month we're working on self-care and we're gonna sit down and read our books with our eyeballs. So here is my ridiculously long TBR. It's actually not even that long because my goal is 13 books each month, 11. So I actually need to find 2 more books that I want to read in March. Why am I like this? Anyway, that's everything that's on my March TBR. Let me know what's on your radar for the month of March. What are you going to be reading? Are there any new releases that I need to add to my list? Anything you'd recommend? Let me know. But that's just, you know, March is going to be the month of love. February should have been, and it kind of was, but like March, I'm like, give me all the rom-coms, you know, give me all the spring vibes, everything like that. So that's where we're going for March. And like I said, this can absolutely and probably will switch up, and you guys will just have to come back for the March wrap up to see what actually got read and what got pushed to the next month. And yeah, so stay tuned for that. Definitely subscribe for that. But there you have it. That's what's on my March TBR. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in my next one. Bye guys.